Alright guys, so we're going to be going through a bunch of leaks for Modern Warfare. We're going to be going through a leaker, a Chinese leaker that actually had a bunch of information correct regarding this game, especially about the name of the game being Modern Warfare instead of Modern Warfare 4 before the news actually broke. He was talking about this stuff back in April, and he goes through a ton of other information regarding the multiplayer, the campaign, the season pass, a new structure for it, a ton of specific details, obviously stuff about the potential cover art and what that's going to look like for this new game. A lot of information to go through within this video, so I'm going to cover what the source is and all of the information, and then we'll have to see what we actually get this Thursday. Obviously this Thursday, May 30th, is going to be the reveal, so we're going to see a ton of gameplay. We're going to see everything this Thursday, but right now let's look at the leaked information we have so far and try to bring everything together and figure out what we're getting with this game. A lot of cool stuff to talk about here, so if you can leave a like and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated as always, and do let me know in the comment section below so I can shout you guys out at the beginning of the video. We have some comments again, as always. Logan, you always have the facts, good work. We have Tyler, man, you're gonna get big one day, you have so much potential. And Fresh Ice, great info, subscribe, thank you guys, I really do appreciate it. And yeah, let's get started. Let's start off here with Victor. Okay, so Victor, again, he says new Call of Duty is not MW4. Look at the date, April 23rd, 2019. We didn't get this news that it wasn't going to be MW4 until 2 days ago. Okay, that's when the official information leaked from the Long Sensation and the Kotaku, writer for that and all of that stuff. That was released 2 days ago. This guy back in the end of April was saying this stuff. He had a huge Reddit post going through a ton of information for this game, a ton of leaked information, and this is a very interesting source to look at because he had it right such a long time ago. Obviously people have been theorizing about this, but it's very interesting that he did have this right. But he goes through a ton of other information as well, so a lot of these tweets are translated again, so the translation may mess up what we're reading here, and maybe some information might be slightly misunderstood because of the language barrier, but I think for the most part we're getting some pretty solid information here despite the language barrier. So after COD Modern Warfare is revealed, I will reveal the general information of 3 patterns. Still could not say too many details, so this is him just pretty much saying that he has probably so much more information that even after this game is going to be revealed, obviously they're going to reveal a lot of stuff on Thursday, the campaign trailer, gameplay trailer, a ton of stuff when the YouTubers recorded the game, but he probably has a ton of other information about this game that he's going to be revealing, so pretty much keep an eye out on this guy, and I will as well, and I will update you guys when, big things come out from him. So let's move through with the information here. First thing that's very interesting, Call of Duty 2019, there will be a lot of night scenes. Vision is the very important combat equipment campaign, a part of the multiplayer and the campaign for this game, and he's saying when you see this gameplay, you're gonna know why that, Vision is so important for this game, and it's a little weird as to where he's coming through with this. Also, he's saying all multiplayer maps will have a night edition, can't say any more. I think he's pretty much going through the fact that these campaign missions and these multiplayer maps will definitely have what, Battlefield 4, or not Battlefield, I guess any Battlefield sort of advertises as these dynamic events. I know the first game where they really advertised this was COD Ghosts. Remember they were saying dynamic events within the multiplayer maps, and it was just like a tree that falls down, or Strike Zone, like something happens in the middle. I forgot what it was, but there were a bunch of different things on those ghost maps where things would happen, but this, it's a lot different. It's like the map is actually changing, so most likely what this means is that when you load into a map, it may start as day and slowly transition into a night scene where you're going to have to put on these sort of Vision night goggles or something like that, some crazy equipment, and then you'll have to turn on and off depending on, again, if it's an evening setting, if it starts raining all of a sudden, if you start off and you load into the map and it starts off dark and it moves into a sunrise. I mean, a lot of that stuff could be very interesting and could affect the way you actually play the game, so we're going to see how that works. Obviously, he's saying it's very important, a part of the game. It's a part of the game, a huge gameplay structure that's not just a visual effect, but it'll actually affect how you play. And you know, he talks about the cover. We'll talk about the cover later on, how the main guy on the cover, you know, he's wearing these sort of vision goggles, and it's apparently a huge emphasis on it. So we'll see how and why that is such a big deal for this game very soon. Next thing here, my article in Reddit was deleted. So COD 2018, he pretty much said it's a new COD. We talked about this already. The game production time was more than 3 years. Sales strategy has changed about the season pass. There are no zombies. The campaign characters are from all the different Modern Warfares. The characters will be in this universe, but the plot isn't directly connected to that old sort of universe. So it's going to be what we thought with a Modern Warfare reboot. Same characters, same universe, but a completely new storyline that's being written with this new game. So that's pretty cool. And then also, I guess he's talking about the multiplayer here. The weapon accessories are rich. And that's an interesting choice of words. Again, it could be just the translation, but especially with the weapon accessories, that's very cool because that maybe they're really going in on customizing your weapon and making it so you have this unique weapon, and going hard on attachments would be a very cool thing for the game to really be able to customize like how exactly you play your game and allow you to choose how exactly you want to advance your gameplay. So hopefully there isn't one sort of meta where you have to use foregrip, you have to use this one OP attachment. Hopefully there's so many different varieties, different types of things that affect different ways your guns shoot and all that cool stuff. I can't even think of how, but hopefully they go into that where again you can have all these unique combinations. And also with campaign as well, it's not as important because you're not so focused on, you know, gun skill in campaign, but it would be really cool to see that in campaign as well. But let's go back to the season pass information, because they're saying the sales strategy has changed, and that's regarding the season pass. So I think overall the sales strategy has changed in general, especially now that they've talked about, you know, them adding a free-to-play portion of this game. So that's already a huge deal for them. But how is that going to affect DLC and a season pass? So, you know, obviously we had the Black Ops pass, which was a bit different for this game. You can't really buy individual map packs in this game. You have to buy the whole Black Ops pass, and then you get this content sort of released every month or so in these operations. And you know how all that works is really weird, but how they're going to do it this year could be very interesting. They could go, if they're really, you know, leaning towards this Fortnite free-to-play model, a lot of the stuff could be free, and the season pass this year could actually be free. And if their sales strategy is changing, maybe they're thinking, okay, let's allow everyone to access this free content, but let's make it so, you know, the microtransactions are where we're going to make our revenue. And it could be a good thing. You know, microtransactions aren't always bad. It's just that if they make every content a microtransaction, every piece of content a microtransaction, that would suck, and that wouldn't, you know, ruin the hype and the fun of the game. But if they do it a certain way, it could be done very well. So that's probably what we're seeing changed with the season pass and overall the free-to-play model for this game. So here he goes on, talks about he's not so sure of the specific information, but that Modern Warfare's microtransactions will actually be fair to the players and will give them a good experience, and he's going to reveal more content very soon. So that's very cool. Hopefully they do have plans to actually make the microtransactions fair, not lock all of the content behind these paywalls, make it so these DLC weapons, a lot of the different things that we could use within the game, it's actually free, and then they make their money in other different ways, as long as the microtransactions are just cosmetic, and I don't know, they're just a fair way. If they find a fair system, then we should be good. So obviously, as he mentioned earlier, night vision is going to be a huge part of this game in some sort of way, and the cover is going to reflect that. So he tweeted out a picture here of what the cover is going to look like. The cover is related to night vision. It's a soldier wearing a four-eyed night vision sort of goggles set, and it's like that picture. It's not exactly this here, but it's obviously very similar to that. And the cover is the soldier's upper body. He has a gun, he's not aiming, and he's looking straight at you, and that's pretty much the cover there. So that's obviously really cool. I could definitely picture this guy right here with the Modern Warfare logo right above it. That definitely makes for a really sick cover art, and I don't think we've seen a cover art like that for a Call of Duty in a couple of games. A lot of the games have sort of been generic, and I mean, this is generic too to some extent, but it definitely gives a pretty fierce vibe, depending on the color scheme they actually pick for this game, and also, you know, whether or not they're changing the logo to blue. A lot of people have been saying they should do that for the reboot and the rebranding of this game. It would make sense, but we'll have to see exactly when that happens on Thursday when we get this official reveal. So again, we're going to be keeping an eye out for this guy. Obviously, he has some pretty solid information regarding this game. These are leaks. Sometimes these leaks aren't 100% accurate, and even if the information is accurate and real, the game developer may just decide to not put it in the game. So maybe they're going to focus a lot less on night vision, and for the reveal, maybe night vision won't actually be that important at all for this game. So you never know exactly what's going to happen here. Again, this guy is pretty credible now that we know this game is Modern Warfare, and we know a bunch of stuff about how this game is going to be revealed and released and the new things that's changing with this game. So it's going to be pretty cool to see how much information we get and what exactly is changing this time around. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a comment below, Victor, if you watched the whole video. It's greatly appreciated as always. And yeah, see you guys later.